My final year at school was the most challenging, and it was the year that I put so much effort because I just wanted to finish my degree and graduate. I was so excited, very excited that at least I was finishing my undergrad degree, and I studied very hard. Though it was challenging, I put in so much effort. I remember even during the exams, most of the nights I could spend at the library, I could read. And then exams came, and after finishing writing, I thought, yeah, I'm done. And I was so excited. Then when the results came, I was already preparing for my graduation ceremony. I knew what I wanted to wear, how I was going to be looking, and even my parents, everyone was just excited, like, yeah, a graduate. But then my results said otherwise. When my results came and I opened my results, I realized I was not graduating because I had failed advanced accounting 2. And then my results were pending a repeat 1 course. I've never been so disappointed in my life. It was so worse than a heartbreak. It was so worse than a boyfriend telling me he no longer loves me, because this was my dream being shattered. And I didn't know what to tell my mother. I thought she was going to be so disappointed because she had done so many sacrifices for me to be at school. And worse off, in my final year, there was so much inflation, things were not okay in the country, and I was wondering how I was going to go about it. And all my friends actually had first class degrees. And besides that, the course that I had failed was my best course. Like, I used to teach people advanced financial accounting because I'm a tutor. I know the course. I knew the course. And, it came as a shocker. So many days I could not sleep. Even from that day, I didn't sleep. I could not just sleep. I was so stressed because I had plans for my life. And it was a point when I said to myself, I no longer know what to do with my life. Being a very prayerful person, it affected my spiritual life because I remember I could not pray. I could not even read my Bible. I saw my life so blank. I was like, I don't even have hope. How can I plan my life? Maybe I'm not the best. And, I didn't know what to say even to people. Like, everyone was so ready for graduation. How was I going to tell them I'm not going to graduate? It was so painful. I was always crying because I thought my future was now down and it was so gloom. I tried to talk to my lecturer. I told him, can you please remark my paper? I said, if you have failed, it means you have failed. I went to school. I tried to have another test set up for me so that I could graduate with others. They could not allow me. But I thank God because one of my pastors talked to me and she said, Sister Grace, whatever that is happening in your life, you are a soldier. Don't involve yourself in civilian matters. You will never be disadvantaged because of the results that you have. Neither are you going to be left behind. You have the advantage, and that advantage is grace. Those words, they kept me. Because at that point, I didn't know what my life was going to become. But then I was strengthened. I was strengthened for the people of God that were in my life. Even one of my sisters, like, this is too small, you can't fret over one course. It's just a course, and God is your qualification. And I remember that month I actually got an opportunity. My pastor called me for this huge program, and we had to work together on that program. It was about winning souls for Jesus Christ. So I went on for that program, and I won so many souls, and I was just serving God. It became a time for me to realize my purpose for God, because I remember that I was no longer worried about school, but I was focusing my life on what God wanted me to become. And after that program that I was serving God, it came to my mind that if I had passed and I graduated with others, I would be chasing around for jobs right now, and I'll be saying I'm a graduate, so I deserve to be at this place. But because I didn't graduate, my focus now was on God. After that, I registered for the course. I started attending classes again, and it was so very uncomfortable because I was now studying with a class that was behind me. People were just asking questions that time when you are in the class and everyone is just looking at you like, what is happening? It was an awkward moment for me, and I could not deal. You feel the embarrassment. That moment when you are with the juniors and you ask them, where is the lesson? When is the exam? And but some of the guys were very supportive. And after I wrote the final exam for that course, actually I was called for work. I got a job without a qualification. I got a job without the results. And that's when I saw the grace of God upon my life. And actually, at the end of the year, when the results came out, I had passed that course, and I'm actually graduating. So this was a season of my life when I realized God's grace upon my life. Actually, it was an uncomfortable position. I was so hurt. I was disappointed. I thought my future was now gloomy, dark. It was no longer that bright. I'd stopped planning for my life. But after all the experience, I've learned that whatsoever I face in life, God is a purpose for me. And in that experience, God will never leave me nor forsake me, and I will never be disadvantaged. It was a time to grow. It was a time to get closer to God. It was a time of understanding my purpose. And now I'm in a better position than where I was now. And to my surprise, I'm not even left behind. Where my mates are, probably I am. And maybe I am now ahead of them. And my life is just going on perfectly. I've realized that when I had failed, that was not even the end. And now I have passed. And now I'm walking beyond the qualification. But God is now become my qualification. I'm so grateful to God. And like that scripture that I always remember, that all things work together for good to them that love God and to them that are called according to His purpose. Every situation in my life, even that situation that I had felt when I was so disappointed, it just worked together for my good, and I'm grateful.